Over the past 2 years, I have read over 30 nonfiction books across different topics, from philosophy to psychology to self help to relationships to making money to more. And I wanted to share in this video 3 books that changed my life the most. Okay, so the first book is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. Um, I know the title of this book is not, it doesn't communicate exactly what the book is about, and I avoided this book for so long because of how pretentious the title sounded. But trust me, this book is a gem. Uh, it's a book about values. When you think of values, you think, what are the things that you should care about or that you do care about? And the whole idea of the book is that how do you choose the things that are worth caring about? What makes good values? So when you choose the values that are worth caring about and you only care about those things, you're not gonna care about other things that don't matter, like what people think about you, or what your parents want you to do, or society's expectations of you, or anything that shouldn't really matter when you are making decisions. But we all still care about those things because we value how people view us. And after reading this book, I realized that what makes good values is choosing values that are within your control, which is something that you can learn from Stoicism. And this book does have a lot, it does draw a lot from Stoic philosophy. It also draws a lot from Buddhism, draws a lot from existentialism, and a bunch of other philosophies. Um, so when you choose values that you can control, your life becomes much easier, and you learn what are the things that are truly worth caring about, the things that are going to improve your life. So things that are within your control, like your character, your attitude, your actions, your thoughts. To a degree, you can influence your thoughts. So when you value these things, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna stop giving a fuck about other things, because when you choose what to care about, you're not gonna care about other things. That's the whole idea of the book. Amazing book. You should read it. Ignore the title if it makes you feel a little bit, pretentious, a little bit uncomfortable, or a little bit weird, because the title, I think it's just meant to grab attention. It doesn't really communicate the idea of the book. Okay, so that's the first book. The second book, it's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And if you're into reading books and you haven't heard about this one, then I don't know what you've been doing. This book is it's really popular. It's sworn upon by everybody who's into reading self-help. And How to Win Friends and Influence People, unlike the first book, this one, the title is pretty, it's pretty straightforward. The book is about making friends and influencing people. Um, this book came out a long time ago. I don't know exactly when. I think 50s or 40s, or maybe 60s. And to this day, it's still being sold. It's still being printed. It's very popular, and people still read it because the lessons in this book are timeless. They're really, nothing has changed from back then to now when it comes to making friends. It's still the same principles, because people are still people. And the main ideas of the book are that if you want people to like you, if you want people to find you interesting, if you want to influence people, then what you have to do is you have to shift your attention from yourself and put it into other people. So basically, if you want people to like you, you gotta like other people first, because people like people who like them. If you want people to be interested in you, you have to be interested in them first, because people are interested in people who are interested in them. And basically, that's, I would say, 60 to 70% of the book is just the same principles, but repeated in different flavors, if that makes sense. So, great book, completely transformed my social life and how I make friends before and after I read it. You gotta practice it, though. So you can't just read a book sitting at home on your couch about how to win friends and influence people. I mean, like, you gotta get out there and actually practice the principles you learn, and they become part of you. They become part of who you are eventually, and that's pretty cool because you can make more friends. The third book, it's it's a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and it is popular, and at the same time it's not popular. My friends who are into reading books haven't really heard of it, but if you go online, people refer to this book as the Bible of self-help, and that's because the book it covers a wide range of areas when it comes to your life. Everything about living a good life is covered in that book. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maltz Maxwell, I think that's the name of the author. Maltz Maxwell was a plastic surgeon, and essentially what he realized is that even in some cases, even after successful plastic surgery on people, some people still haven't had an improvement on the way they feel about themselves, even though their physical flaws, perhaps they're no longer present, but they still feel the same, and they still don't see themselves. They still see themselves as if they had these flaws. And what Maltz Maxwell realized is that these people don't see improvements because, yes, their image in real life has changed, but their self-image in their mind hasn't really changed. And that is the core idea of the book. The self-image and how you view yourself decides or determines almost every other outcome in your life. And it's the scientific principles in this book are not all up to date, because the book came out a long time ago. I don't exactly know when, but the actionable steps and principles in the book, they do work, because I have tried them and I've seen a difference. I have felt a difference in my life, and the book does it the idea is that it helps you form a better self-image of yourself. And when you have a better self-image of yourself, you start acting differently. People start viewing you differently. You start attracting things that are fit to the self-image that you have now. And it is difficult because you don't have full control over the self-image you have of yourself, because it is formed based on many different factors in your life. But you can influence it by following the principles in the book. I do encourage you to read it. Completely transformed my life. And the main transformation that I've seen is the difference in confidence and self-esteem, because I didn't view myself as a confident person before reading the book. But then I realized the only reason I wasn't confident is not because I don't have all these fancy things in life. It was just because I didn't view myself as a confident person. That's all it is. So once you learn how to view yourself as a confident person with high self-esteem, you start acting that way. It is magical. I do, yeah, I highly recommend this one. Probably more than the previous two. If you gotta read one self-help book, it has to be this one. So that's it. That's 3 books that I have read and completely transformed my life and will transform yours if you read them. If you found this video valuable, subscribe, leave a like, comment. Thank you for watching.